I had to see it for myself. I traveled to the country with the lowest life expectancy.
It all started with a simple question, the kind that pops into your head on a mundane train journey and just refuses to leave. My friend and I were watching the world blur past when he casually asked which country boasts the highest life expectancy. A quick search on my phone revealed the answer: Monaco. People born in this tiny, glittering principality are expected to live on average to the grand old age of 90. I found myself mulling this over for the rest of the day. 90 years. It's a figure that suggests a life lived to its fullest, a long and leisurely journey from beginning to end. That evening, a second, more unsettling question followed. If Monaco represented the peak, what did the valley look like? Where on this earth was life, on average, the shortest? Another search brought up a name: Nigeria. The number that appeared next to it was staggering in its brevity. 55 years. A chasm of 35 years separated these two places. It wasn't just a statistic, it was a lifetime. It was the difference between seeing your grandchildren grow up and perhaps not even seeing your own children reach adulthood. 35 years. Gone. Simply because of the geographical lottery of birth. How could two countries, a mere 6-hour flight apart, exist on such different planes of existence? I knew I had to go, to see for myself what life looked like at both ends of this extraordinary spectrum. Touching down in Monaco feels less like arriving in a country, more like stepping onto a meticulously crafted film set. The air itself seems different, cleaner, infused with the scent of salt water and money. Everywhere you look, the landscape is a testament to immense wealth. The streets hum with the low growl of supercars, driven like daily transport. It is, in every sense, a billionaire's paradise. My first hours were a lesson in the local economy. A mix-up with my accommodation forced a last-minute hotel. The only room available cost €1,500 for a single night. My attempt to secure a refund was met with a torrent of expletives. In Monaco, money is the language everyone speaks. To understand their longevity, I met with top cardiac specialists. The answer, in its simplest form, was money. Salaries run 30 to 40% higher than in neighboring countries, attracting elite talent. The hospital felt like a private clinic, no queues, no crowds. Here, a CT scan can happen within 24 hours. One resident told me she was in care within 30 minutes of calling an ambulance. With 89 doctors per 10,000 residents, care is immediate. Monaco's healthcare advantage is unmistakable and life-saving. Beyond elite medical access, the second factor was an almost complete absence of stress.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Safety is practically guaranteed and anxiety is rare. Chronic stress elevates blood pressure and harms the heart. By removing stressors, Monaco boosts longevity. The third pillar is a culture of health and wellness. Many work out, watch their diet, and maintain fitness. Fresh Mediterranean cuisine is everywhere. Time and resources let people prioritize well-being. Elite healthcare, a stress-free life, and healthy habits form the trifecta. Here, longevity isn't an accident, it's engineered. The result is a long, healthy, unhurried life. It all adds up to years, decades more. A lifestyle where prevention is a daily routine, and when treatment is needed, it's immediate. Monaco, perfected for a long life. The 6-hour flight from Monaco to Lagos felt like a journey between dimensions. Stepping off the plane, I was immersed in a vibrant, chaotic, profoundly human world. The air was thick with humidity and noise. The welcome was immediate and warm. With my guide, we moved through the throng with ease. In Lagos, life is lived out in the open. I was offered a wriggling fish to hold. Startling, messy, real. Faces were expressive, laughter infectious. But beneath the vibrancy, struggle was impossible to ignore. The gap between rich and poor felt vast. Energy here is born of necessity, the daily hustle to survive. The people were among the kindest I'd met, yet the environment challenged health at every turn. In Monaco, life is leisure. In Lagos, so often, survival. This was the world where life expectancy was 35 years shorter. I was beginning to see the outlines of why. To truly understand the challenges, I took a boat into a water slum built over the lagoon, home to an estimated 200,000 people. The water wasn't brown, it was black.
This is a toilet.
The same water is used to live, wash, and dispose of waste. It's a breeding ground for disease. Malaria thrives here.
She has malaria at the moment.
Malaria claims over 450 lives a day in Nigeria. Pneumonia kills hundreds of children daily. Diarrheal disease, born of contaminated water, takes hundreds more. Tuberculosis adds to the toll. These numbers represent futures extinguished and families torn apart. Without clean water, sanitation, or protection, life becomes a gamble. It's a daily battle for basic health. The environment itself is hostile to human life. To move beyond statistics, I visited Nasha, a mother of 3. Her home was modest, filled with love. Soon the kids were laughing. One proudly showed his Real Madrid shirt, Ronaldo fan. "What is life like here?" I asked. "It's not easy," she said, "but I manage. Healthcare isn't free. Illness can be financial catastrophe. People must choose between treatment and feeding their families. Help exists, but behind a paywall, most can't overcome." When we spoke of malaria, her cheer fell away. She shared a personal loss, hard to hear, harder to forget. Statistics can't convey this raw pain. 1 in 9 children will die before age 5, most from preventable illness. Seeing her beautiful children, the odds felt unbearable. A cruel lottery, decided by place of birth. Yet love endures, even against the odds. I visited the largest public hospital to see care from the inside. The contrast to Monaco's Serenity was extreme. Controlled chaos, patients filled every chair. Staff navigated the crush with purpose. A doctor laid out the reasons: disease, poverty, underfunding. Nigeria has only 4 doctors per 10,000 people. Monaco has 89. He pointed to another factor. Some reject hospitals for faith alone. They believe fasting and prayer will suffice. Faith brings meaning, but denying treatment can be deadly. It's not belief that shortens life. It's refusing proven medicine.
The doctor warned, seek diagnosis and treatment first.
Against impossible odds, clinicians fight for every life. The system is overburdened, but full of courage. Hope persists with every sunrise. Placing Monaco and Nigeria side by side feels like 2 different planets. Yet they share the same earth and biology. 90 versus 55, 35 years in red. Wealth buys instantaneous care, a stress-free life, and healthy living. Poverty locks millions out of care amid hostile environments. Preventable diseases claim lives every day. One hospital is a ghost town, the other overflowing. One doctor for hundreds versus one for thousands. No moral reason should cut short a life by 3.5 decades. The lottery of birth remains the greatest determinant of fate. Just a short flight apart, yet a vast chasm. The statistics tell a brutal story of inequality. Behind every number is a human life. The gap is the price of our unequal world. This journey left me with more questions than answers, and clarity. The factors behind longevity are simple: clean water, access to healthcare, freedom from chronic stress, a safe environment. In Monaco, these are entitlements. In Nigeria, luxuries. Yet I found extraordinary resilience and warmth. The strength of community flourishes amid hardship. This is not to romanticize poverty. The suffering is real and unjust. But lives can be filled with love, laughter, and dignity. Some enjoy comfort, others summon strength few will ever need. What constitutes a meaningful life? Perhaps it's found in kindness, in resilience, and in welcoming a stranger with open arms.